For my final project, I have focused on Fenway Park as a sacred place for Red Sox fans and for Bostonians. Through the ups and downs of Red Sox history and through tragedies in the city of Boston, Fenway has been a common ground for everyone in the city and has been a sacred place for both myself and for my family for as long as I can remember. To understand Fenway as the axis mundi of the city of Boston and for Red Sox fans, it's important to understand the history of the ballpark. So the ceremony of baseball first started at Fenway on April 20th, 1912, when the park first opened. Later that year, the Red Sox went on to win the World Series, as well as in 1915, 1916, and 1918. And during this period, the success of the team really ingrained the game of baseball in the city of Boston, and that was associated with Fenway, resulting in the park as kind of the common location for this new religion of baseball. In the 1990s, there was a push by owner John Harrington to demolish Fenway Park to build a more modern stadium with more seats and amenities on Boston's waterfront. However, the people of Boston were outraged by this, and Harrington ended up selling the team to its current owners, who proposed a renovation of the ballpark rather than complete demolition. And this public outcry really shows that Fenway is considered a hierophany and is really a manifestation of sacredness for Boston and for Red Sox fans. And after this fight, Fenway was really seen as a place worthy of worshipment. And in the end, the renovations of Fenway Park gave the park its probably most recognizable structure, which is the Green Monster. Perhaps the most memorable year in Fenway Park's history is 2004, which is the year the Red Sox finally reversed the curse and won their first World Series in 86 years. The Red Sox were pushed to the brink of elimination in Game 4 of the ALCS against the Yankees. This game was held at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox were trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the ninth inning. Yankees closer Mariano Rivera gave up an opening walk to Kevin Millar, who was quickly replaced on first base with the speedy Dave Roberts, who promptly stole second to advance into scoring position. Just a few batters later, Roberts scored, sending Game 4 into extra innings. In the 14th inning, Big Papi, David Ortiz, hit the game-winning and series-saving single. And the rest is history. The Red Sox went on to win the World Series that year, and this push was sparked by Game 4 at Fenway Park. On April 20th, 2012, Fenway Park celebrated its 100th year anniversary with a celebratory game, which included pregame ceremonies, special uniforms, and guest performances. I was lucky enough to have attended this ceremonial exchange with my mom and was able to feel the excitement vibrating through the park. The ceremony included Red Sox legends throughout the years, which shows how sacred Fenway is and that the gift economy is so strong that past players still get warm welcomes when they enter the park years later. The ceremony and ritual really had a religious feel in that fans were giving thanks to the greats who made Fenway Park America's most beloved ballpark. I feel as though my appreciation and really love of the Red Sox was enhanced with this game, being able to experience firsthand this ceremony and experience of this sacred place. Throughout this semester, we have talked about how sports helps people grieve and overcome tragedy. This is exactly what Fenway Park did after the Boston Marathon bombings in 2013. April 15th, 2013 started as a normal Marathon Monday in the city. Just like every other year before, the Red Sox game started at 11 a.m. to allow fans to catch the end of the marathon just a few blocks from Fenway. The Red Sox ended up winning that game in walkout fashion, and the city seemed to be on cloud nine. However, the events later that day were unthinkable, and the city seemed to be at a standstill, grieving in tragedy. After a road trip, the Red Sox returned home to Boston the day after the manhunt that apprehended the remaining surviving perpetrator. In this return, an insignia of the words Boston Strong were placed on the Green Monster, and first responders, victims. The definition, I feel, as though embodies the importance of Fenway Park deals with religion as a social glue. Throughout the ups and downs of Red Sox history, the ballpark has been a way for fans to come together for the good and the bad. And in the wake of the marathon bombings, Fenway acted almost as a church, which allowed visitors to process the unthinkable events. The longevity of Fenway Park has ingrained it as a sacred place for Bostonians and Red Sox fans, and I personally cannot imagine my sports experiences growing up without Fenway Park. To me, and to all of Boston, Fenway Park is truly sacred.